Hello, Internet, and welcome to Food Theory, the show that loves baddies and creme.
Hello, Internet! Welcome to, well, you get it. Little lad already kind of stole my line there at the beginning. Yes, friends, today we're talking about everyone's favorite Starburst commercial turned TikTok phenomenon, Berries and Cream.
Pardon me, what kind of Starburst did you just say?
Berries and
berries. Berries and what else?
and cream.
Berries and cream! Oh, hurrah! Berries and cream! Berries and cream! Oh, I'm a little out of berries and cream!
Now, admittedly, when this commercial hit the American airwaves back in 2007, it didn't exactly resonate with the critics. But the general public latched on to Little Lad in a big way. The spot gained over 9 million views in the first 18 months on this newfangled website at the time called YouTube. Granted, 9 million views might not seem like a lot by today's standards, but you have to understand, a decade and a half ago, they would write articles about videos that went that viral. For my money, though, the commercial's most impressive achievement was giving teenage boys everywhere something else to quote other than Barats. So that was very nice. Anyway, the years passed, Berries and Cream Starburst were discontinued, and Little Lad's gleeful song and dance became a distant memory. Until this year, when Hoops McElroy posted Little Lad's dance tutorial on TikTok.
Up the octave, go for it. Berries and cream, berries and cream. I'm a little lad who loves berries and cream. Easy peasy.
The internet did its thing, and now the Berries and Cream hashtag has hundreds of millions of views, and it's only gaining steam. 14 years after the character's debut, our little lad is once again enjoying a moment in the sun. Now, Starburst's Berries and Cream ad wasn't the first bizarrely memorable commercial, and it definitely wasn't the last. For decades, advertisers have been coming up with quirky food and drink ads that appeal, or at least attempt to appeal, to young consumers. A few that are forever seared in my mind, for better or worse, are Quiznos Sponge Monkeys.
We love these subs! Subs are $1 off!
Then there's Emerald Nuts' Robert Goulet commercial, which is a classic, even if you don't know who Robert Goulet is.
The natural energy in just one handful of emerald nuts is enough to keep Robert Goulet away.
Oh, and if any of you have home remedies for scrubbing the puppy baby monkey from my mind, I am all ears.
Puppy, monkey, baby. Puppy, monkey, baby. Puppy, monkey, baby. Puppy, monkey, baby.
Please give me all the bleach. And even though in today's episode we'll be focusing on American commercials, I'd be remiss if I didn't point out that there are also some international spots that go way more bizarre than anything that were served stateside.
May paliwanag mo, bakit may 4 na baso ko sa likod?
So yeah, have fun sleeping tonight after that one, everybody. But what I want to know is, why do these commercials work? Is there a psychological explanation as to why so many brands embrace intentional quirkiness, and why is it happening today? Like, why didn't I Love Lucy commercial breaks feature the likes of Little Lad or the Sponge Monkeys or whatever this is? And even though I'm afraid of what the answer might be, I'm still gonna go ahead and ask the question anyway. Now that advertisers have taken these things to outrageously absurd heights, where do you go from here? Like, if advertisers are forced to one-up Mentos Nipple Guy, then what the heck are the commercials of tomorrow gonna look like? So hold on to your seats, theorists. Unless, of course, that would cause your seat to turn into Skittles. Because today we're diving into the weird, wacky world of advertising. That's right, friends, this type of commercial has become so prevalent that a term was coined to describe it. Hallmarks of advertising include deadpan deliveries,
Cherry pomegranate Mio. Do I just squirt a little?
Or you can squirt a lot.
and characters behaving as though their alternate reality is normal.
Thus, we brought you some sweet zero-calorie treats called Diet Dr. Pepper. That is sweet. The sweet defying gravity.
Is that a little sweet?
It's difficult to pin down the exact moment advertising arrived, but many feel it really started to crystallize during the dot-com era of the late 90s.
This man right here is my great-grandfather. He's the first cat herder in our family.
Herding cats. Don't let anybody tell you it's easy.
Granted, a commercial about herding cats may not seem all that groundbreaking to us today, but then again, we've all been subjected to the advertising formula for more than 2 decades. You gotta consider where it all started. Just look at the wholesome way that Starburst candy was presented back in the 70s.
Starburst fruit chews, a burst of refreshing fruit flavor for you. Tastes like mouth-watering orange, lip-smacking lime.
Bit of a different vibe than Little Lad, am I right? And the earliest Skittle ads featured animated children dancing around discussing how delicious the candy tasted. Back then, there was nary a Skittles eyebrow to be seen. And check out Burger King's mascot from the 70s. He did magic, he sang, he loved kids. A far cry from the creepy, silent version who randomly appears in people's beds. So obviously something changed in the world of junk food marketing, but what? Well, for one thing, the brand started targeting older audiences. In the year 2000, the Simmons Market Research Bureau identified the 18 to 24 demographic as the biggest consumer of candy, perhaps because marketing junk food to kids on TV back in the 80s was left completely unregulated in the US, helping to turn those kids into candy lovers for life. As a result, junk food brands were aging up their marketing right around the same time that American comedy was undergoing a transition of its own. In the 80s and 90s, multicam sitcoms with live audiences were in vogue, and big, broad comedic choices were the measure of the day. And advertisers followed suit in their own content by punctuating their humorous ads with big, laugh-out-loud punchlines.
Well, Mr. Miller told me he never drinks milk. Look at him.
And as a child in the 90s, can I just add a quick side note here? TV commercials were huge back then. We didn't have memes, so we just kind of had to quote a lot of TV shows, movies, and commercials that other people had seen. Like, the 90s had ad campaigns with so much cultural significance that kids literally wore them on their t-shirts to school. That is not a joke, by the way. 9-year-olds in my class wore baggy t-shirts promoting alcohol commercials. This was an everyday occurrence. I had to work a Yo Quiero Taco Bell shirt in my rotation just to pretend to be relevant. Ah, the 90s. I guess he had to be there. Anyway, then the new millennium came around, and that's when high-def television began creeping into houses. Those extra pixels allowed for smaller, more subtle comedic choices to be communicated to the audience than ever before. In the US, television comedy gravitated towards single-cam shows featuring humor that was often a lot more meta and grounded. And again, advertising followed suit. Remember when that guy lost his arms in that Got Milk ad in the 90s? Well, here's how characters in a commercial react to that sort of stuff a decade later.
Hey, can I have a Starburst?
And of course, the internet also rose to prominence around this time, which made it harder for ads to get noticed. Like, a lot harder. Back in the 70s, a typical American encountered hundreds of advertisements a day. Today, that number is in the thousands. Ads are on our social media feeds, mobile games. Heck, you probably got served an ad or two before this YouTube video. Today, advertising has crept onto everything. NBA jerseys, gas station pumps, the tops of taxi cabs, inside of taxi cabs, the beach. I mean, not to go all grumpy old man Matpat on you, but even my navigation apps have started telling me to do things like turn left after the Burger King when you pass the McDonald's. So how do advertisers overcome this? If their product's in a highly competitive category like junk food or auto insurance,
it's so easy to use. Geico.com, a caveman could do it.
What? Oh no, not cool.
Or personal hygiene.
I'm on a horse.
What's an advertiser gonna do to stand out? They do something unique. They do something off the beaten path. They do something odd. According to Per Setterberg, a professor of psychology at The Ohio State University, memories that stick with us our entire lives tend to be familiar events, but with a twist. Quote, you have to build a memory on the scaffolding of what you already know, but then you have to violate the expectation somewhat. It has to be a little weird. And that, of course, is exactly what advertising strives to achieve. The basic scenario is usually one that's familiar to the target audience. Hanging out in an apartment, waiting at a bus stop, eating lunch in the break room, but the ad becomes memorable when one thing gets twisted to the point of absurdity, like say a puppy baby monkey, or a briefcase-toting lad dressed as though he's from the 1600s, or a piñata coworker.
What did you think was going to happen, Stephen? Did you think you were going to hit me with that bat and little chocolatey candies would come pouring out?
Yes.
I'm just like everyone else!
Studies have shown that people retain information more effectively when the info is paired with humor. So there's a definite method to the madness. By being funny and weird, advertisers are delivering a memorable message that consumers will notice. Granted, it is a difficult line to toe. How weird is too weird? Well, we should probably be asking Quiznos, whose Sponge Monkey commercials earned them the top spot on Business Insider's list of the 10 worst ad campaigns of all time. This campaign might have had a chance if it came out a few years later, but they put this out before YouTube was even around. If they'd waited a bit longer and also pulled back on the insane cringe just a smidge, they feasibly could have followed in Little Lad's tiny footsteps and popped off for a couple 100 million organic views on social media. In our recent food theory on the chicken sandwich wars, we discussed how a single clapback tweet by the fast food chain Popeyes earned them over 20 billion impressions on Twitter, worth an estimated $220 million. Not bad for 2 words and an ad spend of $0. So social media can indeed offer a huge boost to a campaign if you're one of the lucky few. So obviously Starburst must be ecstatic about the resurgence of Little Lad, right? TikTok ads started around $10 CPM, which translates to millions of dollars worth of brand exposure from the TikTok hashtag berries and cream alone. So let's head on over to Starburst's official TikTok account to see how they're capitalizing off of this once-in-a-lifetime windfall. And oh, they have not. They have done nothing with this. No sign of the berries and cream hashtag, no nothing. And to be fair, berries and cream is a discontinued product, but I also feel like a lot of TikTokers might not understand that Little Lad is a Starburst creation. The Little Lad clips that have been getting passed around the app don't mention or show Starburst at all, which, you know, totally fine, but Starburst, this is your campaign. Claim your space. Be a master of your domain. Don't know what to do? Well, look no further than Jack Ferver, who played Little Lad. Or should I say plays Little Lad, because unlike Starburst, Jack is absolutely seizing this moment in time. When the berries and cream trend made landfall, Little Lad sprung into action and immediately started an account. I mean, why not? There's the catchy little song, a short little dance. Little Lad was made for TikTok.
Hello, TikTok. Are you ready for baddies and creme? I'm going to go out and try and make a new friend to sing the baddies and cream song with. Making a new friend should be easy peasy.
And Little Lad's been keeping busy ever since, collaborating with popular TikTokers, even making cameos on ridiculously awesome food channels here on YouTube. By the way, did you know that Little Lad started a YouTube channel? I'd encourage you all to swing by and mention that Food Theory sent ya. Use the comment, theories and cream, theories and cream. I'm a little lad who loves theories and cream. And this is, I think, a really interesting point about where advertising's headed. When we look back at the best commercials from the 2020s and 2030s, we probably won't be discussing television commercials anymore. A recent survey by Common Sense revealed that 53% of teens and 59% of tweens watch YouTube the most. And just a couple weeks ago, TikTok overtook YouTube for the average watch time in the US and UK. So any brands that want to reach younger demographics are gonna have to evolve, because ad block's the thing. Plus, nobody wants to watch a 30-second ad just to get at a 15-second TikTok. Well, not usually anyway. There are some exceptions that are well worth the wait.
Now get a bucket and a mop, that's some berries and cream.
The point is, standalone ads just don't hit like they used to. Not when consumers have been bombarded with thousands of ads every single day of their lives. Today, 90% of people skip pre-roll ads and try to avoid sources where pre-roll ads are unskippable. That means that brands who want to be seen need to integrate themselves into the actual content.
Babe, act like me before you got me this.
Okay, switch me spots.
Hey, babe.
No. Food first, then you talk.
And as influencer marketing takes over, advertising is gonna get replaced. Not by some new type of humor or formula, but by a variety of different types of humor and formulas presented in the influencer's own voices. Influencer marketing isn't exactly a new concept, but with television going the way of the dinosaur, its moment has truly and officially arrived. That's right, friends. You've seen advertising, you've seen advertising. Now brace yourself for appvertising. But hey, those are just theories. Theories and cream.
Theory and cream, theory and cream. I'm a little lad who loves theory and cream.
Thanks again to Little Lad for dropping by, and a huge thank you to our sponsor of today's episode, HelloFresh. Based on everything we learned today, I feel like for this next bit, I should really do something odd that stands out and sticks in your mind. Sponge Pat, anyone? Eat HelloFresh, it is toasty. Maybe I'll add Little Lad's briefcase in there, and how about Puppy Sponge Monkey Lad Patch? Am I doing this right? Is this humorous to a contemporary audience? Well, I'll tell you what isn't a joke: the convenience of having HelloFresh meal kits delivered straight to my doorstep each week. When you're juggling 4 YouTube channels and a 3-year-old world, routine is essential. And recently I've started ordering a larger box each week so I have leftovers for lunch the next day. I'll admit it, in the past I've had fast food for lunch a bit more often than I probably should because it's so easy. But it turns out having HelloFresh for lunch is easier and healthier and saves time and money. There are so many different meals too. We've been enjoying HelloFresh for the better part of a year now, and every time we get a new box delivered, there's something new and different to try inside. I am happy to report though that their garlic bread, which is already perfect in every way, has not changed and is still as delicious as the first ever box we received. So here you go, theorists. Go to HelloFresh.com and use the code FOODTheory14 to get yourself 14 free meals and free shipping. That is 14 free meals of food delivered straight to your door at no cost to you, not even to get the box there. And in case you're the type of person who responds better to puppy, sponge, monkey, lad, pat, that's 14 free meals plus free shipping. Just use the code FOODTheory14 at HelloFresh.com. As always, we here at Food Theory appreciate your viewership. We appreciate HelloFresh for making this episode possible. And until next time, friends, bon appetit.